Hey guys, so this is a quick Q&A, ask me anything on transplant, post-transplant 2 years. I had an intestinal and kidney transplant, and it's really changed my life and turned it around 360. Before I was on TPN full time for like 30 years. I had an ileostomy and a G tube. So if you know what those are, if you have them, I had shortcut, chronic intestinal pseudo obstruction, whole 9 yards, and yeah. So this is the Q&A. All right, let's just begin. First question, Excel asks, immediate. Are there any immediate goals and biggest vision? So immediate goals would be I have a few things. I want to help grow my family dental business, and I also want to post as many of these videos as I can to help inspire other people that living a full life with medical hardships is possible, and yada yada yada. All right, and second question. And I just want to other goals would just be like live my life and just experience what traveling is, experience other foods for the first time. There's just like a lot that I haven't been able to do yet, which I'm really looking forward to just cashing out on these next few years. Okay. What is your biggest passion these days, and what stresses you out most? What makes you laugh so hard you're losing your breath or wiping tears? Thanks, Beth. So my biggest passion is I think now that I have all this, like not all this free time, right? Because honestly, taking care of yourself is still a full time job. Um, but it's much easier without, IV nutrition, tube feedings, dressing changes, blah blah blah. Right? Um, I have so much energy. I want to work out and I want to get strong and I want to just like be able to, do things with my body that I guess I'm not saying I couldn't do it before, but even more so, I feel even freer. So I want to be able to just experience. I guess my biggest passion is just like experiencing life. Like I love like my family moments. I really love just like being able to spend time in person with people and experience just anything together. It's just really, I think I would say I'm the most passionate about that. Spending time with people and experiencing things with them as well. Like if it's a hobby, I don't know. I think I'm just figuring out what I like to do still. I was trying. I haven't gotten back into dance, and I've been playing like some card games with friends and traveling and oh man, like some video stuff here, but I don't know what my biggest passion is right now. But we'll find out. I think just honestly just family moments, family and friend moments has just been so fulfilling. Really, really just fulfilling for me. Okay. What stresses me out the most? I would say diarrhea and like sometimes thinking about the future. I try to avoid doing that because um, just anxiety and I can't do anything about it. It's just I think irrational fears. The stress that gets me most is not knowing what is going to happen in the future, and more so like with family and because we're getting older. I think just time, right time. I'm in my 30s and time is just so precious now more than ever, and I don't know. It's just like maybe I just appreciate it more. Um, and what makes you laugh so hard? Just I think just being unhinged, fun, unhinged, like silly. Um, just saying things that are just not appropriate to say because I'm a I live and breathe as an untamed beast in my head. And sometimes those thoughts come out and I can't stop them. Okay, next question. Is a hot dog considered a sandwich? Yes, because it's two pieces of bread in between something, so it's a sandwich. Like a panini is a sandwich. Duh, that's a stupid question. All right, in what way are you feeling less limited fear than before after the transplant, and what feels different than you thought? So, oh wow, so great, so quick. What a great question, Myla. I'm feeling just so much freer than before because I can leave my house and, for the most part, not have to like make sure the rest of my day is kind of planned out medically. Sure, like I do have like some meds I have to take, and they're like in something like this, and then like a little fanny pack I carry around. I thought fanny packs were going out of style, but here we are. We're back, baby. Yes. But yeah, I'd say just being able to just like leave faster and not plan so far ahead. Like if I wanted to, right, I could book a trip, a plane ticket somewhere and just go within like the next day. But beforehand, I'd have to like call my medical team and like figure out how they're gonna drop off all the bags of fluid, if they're gonna get them here fast enough, how I'm gonna pack them and get them through TSA, and like just the whole caravan of just liabilities. But now it is so much easier. I could like go out and eat with friends if I wanted to. Dude, the world is my freaking oyster, guys. And yeah, what's the next question, guys? Are you sexier than Vince Crochet? Yes. In my mind, I am. I don't know about according to anyone else, but in my mind, I'm up here. All right. What endeavors do you have planned for 2025, Robbie? So my endeavors, I would say, just posting a little more on this channel, spending time with friends, taking time to go out and meet more people, find like fun hobbies to do. I think, dude, it's like all about hobbies. And who's texting me? Oh, pickleball. Oh, pickleball has been my hobby. It is so much fun. But I think I was like, okay, I'm gonna go pro. But now I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna play casually. But I do have like a little bit of a series coming up to see how good I can get at pickleball. It's been a lot of fun. And it's been like the perfect game because you could play with the elderly, and it's like low, what do you call it? It's like low barrier entrance. It's just it's like playing ping pong, dude. Anyways, next question. What's your social security number? 960-9891. 35. All right. Next question. Do you bowl still? Do you miss it? If not. So thanks X. So X and I used to bowl on a team together. We grew up bowling on like a youth league, and I haven't bowled in forever. And I used to sub for my dad's commercial league team. And every now and then I'd be decent. I'd throw my the highest I ever threw was like a 211, and I was super proud of that. Or maybe a 246. I don't know. But anyways, very proud of that. But I probably could throw like a 50. And do I miss it? My dad still bowls, but right now, no. I think the most fun part for bowling for me was like hanging out with friends. And I love competitive things, guys. If you, anything anything that's competitive, I think I'd be into. If there's a ranking system, I would want to do it, and I would want to be the best at it. But now I'm realizing that kind of takes a lot of sacrifice, and I'm not sure if I really want that for myself. All right. Hey Garrett, super excited. Natalie, what's up, Nat? Hey Garrett, super excited about this post. I have many questions. How is your nausea, vomiting, GI pain with transplant? Nausea, vomiting, none. 0. Zip. Every now and then acid reflux, but dude, I haven't thrown up in like forever. And as a kid, I was throwing up all the time. Yeah, I was throwing up like all the time just so I could be feeling all right. GI pain. GI pain now with your transplant? I have zero pain, zero GI pain, and it's amazing. How is eating post transplant? That is also really fun to do. There are definitely a lot of foods that I am still working out. Like sometimes I'll get diarrhea from just if I'm too hydrated or if I drink too soon after a meal, it'll just like flow through me. So I'm still figuring out everything on diarrhea, and it is just that's probably been like the hardest part. And besides go back to Beth's question, that stresses me out a good amount, I would say. All right, how is life without TPN, ileostomy, and G-tube? Yeah, so compared to this and what it was before, this life is 10 times better. Like, even like 100 times better. And I don't know how I can like say that enough, because it's like, dude, I lived, with, an ileostomy, a G-tube. I even had like a NG at one point, and a Broviac, and all this TPN. And I was doing like 18 hours on TPN and then another 2 hours on hydration. And I was just always had to like plan out my day really strict, and it was just so difficult to do. And now I can like go into a store and I can just buy a snack and eat it. And it's just amazing. Aw. Alright, Scott? God, you're still doing well, brother. I don't know what your worst experiences were through your whole transplant journey, and then I want to know some of your best. Alright, Scott. I got you, dog. Alright, so, my worst experience. Bro. So, I'll just give it to you guys straight. I don't know, actually, maybe I'll say this, but like, if you're looking to do a transplant, these like circumstances won't be yours. I think symptoms and stuff and things like that are just like probably unique to the person. So basically, my worst experience during the whole transplant process was I woke up a little early after the transplant, because I was supposed to be asleep for like 2 days, but I woke up like afterwards way too soon. They were like, oh my God, he's awake. I guess I was like starting, I think the tech was like really rough with the breathing tube, and that's why I woke up. And then they panicked and they had to hold me down and then shove the breathing tube back in. And it was like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, it was a freaking nightmare out of like a Deadpool scene. And it was like, they were holding me down. I think they strapped me to the bed, and they're like, breathe, as they were shoving this thing down my throat. And dude, like, it damaged my vocal cords so much. I couldn't talk for like a month. And and when you can't talk for yourself for a month, like I love the hospital staff there, but they are just doing their job, and you can't stick up for yourself. You can't ask for water. Um, and and people like kind of take advantage of you when you're in that situation. Like from now on, I'm never gonna like look at someone who's mute, and people treat people differently when you can't talk for yourself. Um, like I would be ignored. There was one time where I was like covered in my own vomit, and they just said, "Let's just leave him there." And I was left in like the middle of the radiology room, and they didn't want to bring me back up to my room. And here I am, like covered in my own vomit. No one was like helping me clean up, and I'm like still in the transplant mode, so I couldn't really clean up myself, and it was just hard to move in general. And they were like, yeah, let's just leave him there. And so they kind of disappeared in the back of the room. And then a guy kind of came in for his shift, and then he was like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, you guys can't just leave him there like that. Like, that's really messed up. And then he kind of like really, thank you, dude. Thank you. Bro, I'm so happy that you came, because those guys were just not, you know, yeah, they took a few pictures and then they just left, and they knew I was like in pain, and they knew I was covered in my own vomit, dude. And bro, that guy saved my ass. He wheeled me up. He convinced another guy to wheel me up too, because the other dude was not feeling it, and it was just like very vulnerable experiences. People just didn't want to like do their, I guess, job, because they're not always treated well either at the hospital by the higher ups too. So, I'm sure it like snowballs, and yeah, it was like a pretty bad experience over it, and I definitely did not feel safe sometimes, especially, I don't know, during that experience. That would be like the most scary part, and thank God my parents were there, so they could like kind of speak for me sometimes. But it was really hard, because we were in a position where they were kind of letting my parents stay, so we didn't want to say too much, so they would just kick them out. Sometimes a lady like even kicked out my mom out of the hospital for a few hours, because she was just there an hour early. um, but like she had permission to be there, but I think the head nurse was on a power trip, and she was just like, I don't know, dude, like people need to be in better control of their emotions, and not take it out on the patients, because it's like, I think people get caught up in their own shit, and they just don't realize that the people they're supposed to be like taking care of, yeah, I know it's a job, but like they're going through a lot, and yeah, you can clock out and go home, but they have to freaking stay the night and live there, and the only people they see are like so uh that was, and it the the part it's like it varies by floor, so, and in my opinion, we got a really good staff too, but there were times where I wasn't on the transplant floor, and it really reflected everything, and like how actually the people, I don't know if you want me to go more in detail, I can, but that, I guess that's for another day. But and what's like some of my best, so the best part is that, all right, the best part is that like the same thing, like the nurses were like, some of them were just so great, they would go the extra mile. I would run into friends of friends who worked there, or sisters of a friend I had gone to high school with and knew like I was there, and people would stop by, and they would just show up at the perfect freaking time to make my day like that much easier. I mean, like they would check in on me even if I wasn't their patient. I was just like, I'm just so grateful for that. And um, one of my one of the people who worked there, who was like an IV tech, kind of like, or came in a lot and double checked to see if there was anything I needed. And she was just so great. She was like my friend's sister, and oh my gosh, thank you so much. Just like, I won't say the name, but you know who you are. Oh my gosh, yeah. I think those things were like some of the best memories. Some of the nurses would just go the extra mile to help make me my stay a little more comfortable, help me be in less pain. They did not have to do any of like the stuff. Like someone like rub my back and like help like wash my hair and stuff like that. And they'd come in and chat to me. It was just like such a nice experience. And it helped offset like the bad experiences there as well. Uh, yeah. Anyways, if you guys have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks to everyone. And yeah, I hope you guys have the happiest and the healthiest year yet. Bye bye.